Hey dudes, welcome back to another easy FPS editor tutorial. Today I'll show you how to do some basic FSM for a gun. So first things first, we go to Sketchfab, and then we tick these boxes under licenses for legal reasons, and then we tick animated, because we'll want a firing animation and a reload animation at least. Then we can search FPS, and you usually get some really good guns. There's some decent ones here. But I'll keep it simple with this Makarov silence pistol. Now I won't be using Sprite Builder for the weapons today, just because when you load this model in Sprite Builder, it doesn't match the field of view, so it won't look like this. It's better for enemy models and stuff like that. So I'll just be using this Sketchfab Labs experiments thing today. So we'll just need this link at the top here. Then we can go load 3D scene from URL, paste it there, and load. Then we can close this. Just remember to credit the creators and all that stuff. So the model will load in here, and then we can tick transparent background, and I turn off post-processing and vignette, however you say that. Then we can check what animations we have here. We've got idle, walk, shot, reload. That's perfect. So then we can click here to switch it to frames. So there's 55 frames in total, even though it looks like there's nothing going on. I'll take the first screenshot at 0. Then at 15. And then 30. $45. And the last one at 59. Since there isn't much motion in this animation, we don't need too many frames. So I guess 5 will do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Then we can get the shot animation. And that's only 9 frames. I guess we can take all 9 screenshots then. Start at 0. And sorry if I sound quite funny today. I've been sick for a few days, so I probably sound different. Then we'll take screenshot at 1 and 2. We'll take a screenshot for each frame. And the last one at 9. There we go. Then we just need the reload animation that looks like this. Cool, and that's 67 frames, so we'll count in 5s then. So 1 at 0, next one at 5. The more frames you use, the smoother your animation will be, so it's up to you how many you want to use. Cool, so we have all our frames ready. There's 29 in total. So once you have all your frames ready, all your screenshots done, then you can close this. Then they should be in your downloads folder here. The next step is to rename all of them. I recommend this tool here, Bulk Rename Utility. It's free to download and very useful. I have used this in a previous video. I know it looks kind of crazy, but you don't need all of these buttons. So you'll go and take all your pictures, all your screenshots, and then just drop them in this box. And then go to remove over here, click this arrow, and you can see it's removing all those characters now. Just take them all away. And then we can add a prefix. I'll name it Makarov. And then we can number them too. So we can start at 1, and then click this arrow at, and there we go. So then it'll be renamed to Makarov 1, 2, 3, up until 30. Then we click rename. Okay, it's done. Then we can close this. And it's all renamed now. We don't have to start at 0 because Easy FPS Editor reads 0 as the pickup picture for the weapon. So we'll start at 1 then. Then we can just put this in a separate folder somewhere. I'll just leave it in my downloads folder for now. In a folder called Makarov. Paste it there. Cool. And then it should look something like this. So then this next step is optional, but I would recommend it. Since we're making like a retro style shooter, you can go and drop the quality of these frames. They're in 1920 by 1080 right now, so technically HD. Now there are other programs for this. There's one called Image to Pixel, which I'll leave a link for. It's highly recommended by a few people, but today I'm just going to do what I know, which is a sprite. Then we can just take the first image, drop it here, and then it'll automatically read the rest of them. Then we can agree, and there it is. Now you can do all your touch-ups, whatever you want to do, if you want to move stuff around or whatever. But it's in a pretty good spot right now, so all we're going to do is drop the quality, or the sprite size. And for that we just go sprite size, and then we're going to lock the ratio. And I think 256 is a good one. 256 by 144 then. Make it rot sprite. That one looks the best. Press OK, and this will take a while. Cool, it's done. Okay, wow, that doesn't look very good. That looks a bit too low quality. So I'm going to undo that, Control Z. Now it's back to normal. Okay, I guess we don't need all of this empty space here. So what I'll do is change the canvas size. So I'm just going to see how much space I must take away. Okay, I think there. So I press C, and then you can drag the side here. Drag the canvas smaller. That should do. And then same on the other side. I guess there. So we'll cut it up to there. And we can take some space off the top as well. Yeah, I guess up to there then. Then press C again, drag it down to about there. Cool, then you can go through all the frames, make sure nothing's cut off. And then we can go back to sprite size, and let's try 256 again. And now we wait another 60 seconds. So how you doing? How's your day been? Working on any projects? An easy FPS editor? Let me know. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, that's much better. You can see it's got that kind of rough edge, kind of that retro look, but not too crappy. So then once you're happy with your sprite size here, we go to File, Export, then just change the output file here. We can put it in the same Makarov folder. Just make a new folder within that one, resized, and then save it in there. You can name it Makarov 1, make it a PNG, save, export, and then it'll save each one of them, 30 files. Cool, so that's done. Then you can close this. Now we have our full quality sprites, which you can use if you want. And we have our retro looking sprites over here, and they're a lot smaller, as you can see. So then the next step will be doing the FSM. So you can open Notepad++ or whatever program you use, and then it helps to open this as well, and then you can just go through each frame to see what we need to make it in the FSM. So first line will be image, and then whatever you named your weapon, so Makarov, space 1, space 30, right? Cool, so it's going to read from 1 to 30. And then enter, and we'll do our first state. State idle, into none, 0. And again, reminder, make sure there's no spaces at the end of your lines or it won't work. So just double check. Then enter. Now we can check where our idle frames are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, it's not much movement, but it's something. So it'll be frame set 1, space 5, and then the speed, so 0.1 and then the X, Y, and Z, 0, 0, 0, and none, because nothing happens. Enter, enter. Then the next state will be attack, back into idle. And press enter, and now we can see where the attack frames are. So it's from 6 until 15. So we can say frame set 6, 15, the speed, which I'll make 0.05, and then X, Y, and Z, none. So that's just for now, just so we have all our frames ready. We'll have to break them down now into specifics. So we need to see where the attack frame will be, when the bullet will fly. So I guess it'll be at frame 6. That's the first frame. So what we can do, because I don't think you can have the first line as the attack, it has to be none, and then the attack frame. So maybe I'll go back to idle, change that to 4, and then I'll include frame 5 in this one, just so I can do this. So frame 5 will be none, and then frame 6 will be attack. There we go. And then 5, 6, and then we can change this to 7. And then we always make, well, not always, but we'll make the last frame 15, 0.05, 0, 0, 0, ready. So it's ready for the next attack. So then since it's here, we can change this to 14. Just make sure all your numbers add up or are in the right order. So 5, 6, 7, 14, 15. Cool, then that should be good. I do want to add sound effects as well. I got these sound effects earlier for fire and reload, so I'll just cut them and add them to this Makarov folder. Okay, I'll get to the sounds in a second. Let me just do the last state. So this will be reload back into idle, 0. So for the reload frames, we'll have from 16 until 30. So frame set 16, 30, the speed, none. And now we'll break it down more specifically. So just like with the attack state, we have to decide when is the moment it gets reloaded. So I think there, at 27. So this can go from 16 till 26. And then frame 27 will be the reload frame. And then we can just add the last few frames. We'll just do it separate frames. So frame 28, frame 29, and frame 30. Then we can just copy this. Like that. This will be none, none, and ready. So cool, 16, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So now your basic FSM is actually done for this right now. So what we can do in the meantime is save as. Then you must go to your folder wherever your Easy FPS Editor folder is. Mine's here. And there's Alpha 46 out now. There were new updates recently. So 45 and 46 came out this previous week. So I'm going to use the latest version, 46. Then go to projects. And then look for your project folder name. I'll be using testy test today. And then save it here in states. And you must name it the same thing as your gun. So Makarov.states. Save. Cool, so now that's safe and ready in there. You can just minimize this. The next step is to take your sprites or your frames here, copy all of them, and then go back to that folder, projects, testy test, and then go to sprites, weapons, and you paste it here. So now the FSM states file is going to know to read these here in your sprites and weapons folder. So now we have our states file saved and our weapon sprite saved. If everything goes well, it should work. So we can test it out quickly. So here's my project, my testy test area. You go to weapon settings, well, object settings, weapon settings, and then we can type in Makarov. And if it worked, we should see the sprites here. There we go. Then you can add your own pickup image and your HUD icon image, ammo, and that kind of stuff. So we can accept that for now. Do our settings. It's not using projectiles. Max ammo can be like 20, damage can be 10, 20 bullets in a mag. I don't think you can change it here. It's just going to read your speed over here. So I don't think that's too necessary, but I'll keep it 10 just in case. Reload speed as well. It won't read this one. It'll read your states here, the speed. Ammo in box, 20. Looks good. Then set position and scale. Autofit usually does a pretty good job, but not today. I'm guessing 0.5? 0.6 maybe? We can bring it down. And a bit to the side. More. 300? That looks good. Looks decent. Accept. Accept. Then go to objects. Weapons. I'll place it right here. Let's see if it works. What the hell? Okay, it's not supposed to be doing that. We'll fix that in a second. But here's your gun. There's an enemy over there. Cool. But something's not right. The idle animation doesn't look the best. He looks a bit shaky. And when I shoot, that last frame is not supposed to be there. And then the reload animation? Oh, I need ammo. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get rid of this enemy as well. I don't want him to bother us right now. I don't know why it's reading this image as the pickup image. That's really funny. Let me just shoot some bullets. And then reload will look like this. Whoa, that's fast. Okay, that's a bit too fast. Okay, so there's two things to fix. The reload speed and this last frame in the firing. I don't know why it's doing that. I think I know. I think we should change this to 0 and 30. And then we can save. Then I'll change the reload speed too. Maybe this can be 0.1. That was a bit too fast. Save again. Let's see if that fixed it. Okay, cool. I think that was the issue. We have to make it read from image 0 to whatever. So it includes the pickup image as well, which we don't have right now. There we go. And if I shoot. Perfect. Okay, cool. That was the issue. The firing animation looks pretty good. Let's try the reload animation. Cool, that's much better. Very nice. But now, of course, the one thing it needs is some sound effects to really tie it together. So I'll show you how to add sound effects next. Now for sound effects, we go back to the top image here, or the top line. So under image, we'll type sound. And then here it is. Let me just copy these two over to my project folder. So same as before, you go to your project folder, project name, and then we add it here in sounds. Paste. So sound 1 will be Makarov_fire. And then we can add another sound, Makarov_reload. And now within the FSM, this will be known as sound 0, and this will be sound 1. And if you add more sounds, it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Always starts at 0. So then we'll go to attack state. You can add the sound separately from the attack. I know there's a command for sound, sound and attack 0. So it'll read this one here. And then for reload, we also want, let's go back here and check the images. Maybe from 17. frame 17, 0.1, 0, 0, 0, sound 1, and sound 1 will be this one here. And then we have to fill in the rest of the frames. So I guess we can just change this to 16, frame 16, frame 17 sound, and then we'll say frame set 18 until 26. None. Okay, cool. Let's test that out quickly, see how that sounds and looks. Okay, I hope this works. It's not working. Okay, but the reload sound works, that's good. Why is the firing sound not working though? Let's figure it out. Maybe because it's MP3? Okay, I'm gonna go convert this MP3 into a WAV quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, cool, so I've just gone to this freeconvert.com and I'm getting ads for wine over here. They're trying to sell me wine and Adobe. But yeah, I've got Macaroni Fire in a WAV format now. Let me download that. I hope this is why it's not working. We'll find out shortly. Let me just delete this one. Downloads. Yeah, we got our WAV file. Put it back in the folder. And let's see if it works now. Cool, that's why. Now we know. We can only use WAV format. WAV. And that's if I hold in the click. And then I can reload. I guess I can change the position of the reload animation sound. But cool, it's working now. So I think it was a bit early, this reload sound. Maybe I'll make it... Yeah, let me make it frame 18. And then that can be sound 1. That can be none. 16, 17, 18, and then from 19, 26, 27. Cool. Save. So always just keep this minimized, so you can go ahead and close your game and then adjust whatever you need to here. Oh no, they're approaching. Grab your pistol. Again, this is just a testing ground, so the animations look pretty shitty, but... Oh, they're shooting each other. Oh, how come they can stand in the hazard, but I can't? That's not fair. Out of ammo. Oh, that's a bit better. That's okay. Nice. So this tutorial took a bit longer than I expected. I had some issues. Since I haven't really worked on a project with guns before, I've just been making my dungeon crawler, so it's all melee weapons. But yeah, we're learning together, so thank you for bearing with me. That's how you add guns with FSM and sound effects to your easy FPS Editor project. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and join my Discord if you're keen to chat about this stuff. It's growing quite nicely. We have like 30-something members now, and it's a lot more active than it used to be. Me and a few other dudes have been chatting almost daily, sharing ideas and helping each other out. And I highly recommend joining the Discord if you're keen on learning some new stuff. We have some very knowledgeable people in there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time in the next video.